Howdy folks, and welcome back to another intermediate Blender class. And today I'm quite excited about this one. I think you're going to get a lot from it. So today we're going to be using a particle system, and in my case here you can see that I've got some daisies and some grass that we made earlier, and I've just kind of placed these with the particle system using weight painting, and it's a great modifier. It's a great thing to use. It doesn't take much time and you can get some really nice results with it. So let's begin. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to delete the planes that I used, so we can get rid of that one, and we'll get rid of that one, and essentially I'll just start again. So first thing we need to do, create a mesh plane. I'm going to scale it up a bit, and I'm going to apply rotation and scale, and I'm going to just go into edit mode. I'm just going to go to wireframe so you can see a bit better, and we're going to subdivide this a few times, quite a few times in fact, mainly because and I'm going down to the subdivide box here rather than doing it multiple times. So I'm just going to crank that right up to 10, and then I'm going to do the same thing again. So I'm just going to select it, and we'll do another subdivide, and we're going to crank that one right up to 10 as well. So as you can see, we've got our plane nicely subdivided now, because we're going to be using weight painting and we need plenty of faces, plenty of vertices to paint onto. So what we need to do initially is we'll go to the particle system here. Actually, let me just select our plane. So I've gone to the particle modifier. I'm just going to click on the plus to add my particle settings in, and you can see it just renders a single particle to begin with. Now we actually want to use, I'm just going to shut some of these boxes so that it's not quite so confusing. In fact, we'll use this for the grass. So I'm just going to call this grass particle, and I'm going to click on hair, and I'm also going to click on, I'm going to make, okay, so it's got 1000 in there at the moment. Hair length, I don't know why I turned that down. I don't really need to actually. 5 segments, turn that down as well. So, and now I'm going to click on advanced. The advanced gives us some really nice options to play around with. So if I go down to the render option, we want to render it as a collection, and then under instance collection we can choose our grass, and you can see that we've got, if I go back to, okay, not quite sure what's going on there, but you can see that we've got some of our grass rendered. Now we can actually change the scale on these so we can make it grow up a bit. That's not looking too bad, and we can randomize it as well. So if I randomize that, you can see that we've got short tufts and long tufts, but we just want a bit of variation in there. And we can say pick random for random bunches of grass from that collection. We'll also choose object rotation. We can, when we find it, if I can find it, as you can see there's quite a few options in here. Let me just go and see if I can find the rotation bit. Rotation, there we go, just need to put a tick in it. So we'll say global, in fact it's probably global X, I think it was. Yeah, so if you set it to global X, you'll find that it will make them stand straight up, which is what we want. We can also hide the emitter. We should be able to hide the emitter. I don't know why that's... There we go. So that's quite nice. So we've now got that plane into a state where we've got our grass. What I'm going to do now, actually let me show the emitter again. I'm just going to go up to the top here and choose weight paint, and I'm just going to weight paint some of this. I'm just using the weight strength there. So we'll have, and let's get a bit of a radius going here. So we'll have some grass here, and we'll have a bit down here, like that, and we might want to smudge it around a bit. We got a blur? Yeah, there's a blur. Let's just decrease the radius of that a bit. Oh, okay. Maybe we'd be better off with a smear. Yeah, that's not bad. I just want to get a bit of variation in there, so it's not quite so it's got a bit more variance. Right, okay. So what we need to do now is we need to go down to vertex groups, and under density just select group, and like magic you can see that we've now got our grass. If I go back to object view, and we can hide our emitter. That's not looking too bad, is it? Now, what we can do is we can actually duplicate that object. So I'm just going to go Shift and D and make a copy of it, okay? And I'm just going to slide that copy across over here. And what we need to do is we need to make the particle system that is on it a unique copy, unique to itself. And to do that, we go up to the particle settings, and can you see where we've got this number 2? That's saying there's two objects that share that particle system. We just want to click on that, and that then makes this particle system its own unique particle system. So we can quite easily go down to where it says grass and change that to daisies, and you can see those daisies are a bit small, so we can scale them up a bit. There we go, not too bad. And if I go back to, I'm just going to move that back over, roughly speaking, and we go back to weight painting mode, and don't forget we have to show the emitter. There we go. And I seem to remember that you can reverse the weight painting by clicking on that button there, which then turns it around so that there's no daisies where the red bits are. There's quite a few daisies where the blue bit is. So, and don't forget we've still got our option to change the number, I think, or maybe we could paint them in. Maybe I'll do that. So let's just put that group back to how it was, and I'll go to my weight paint brush again, set the weight right down to 0, and we can just make that radius a bit bigger. Whoops, make the radius a bit bigger. Don't want it too huge, because we just want to get rid of most of those daisies, and most of those daisies. I think the edge of the brush is just catching it there. Let's change that. So get rid of most of those daisies there. Might leave one or two. Get rid of the daisies here. It's not being quite as effective as I hoped it would be. Maybe I will, maybe I'll move that object to one side again, just so I can see what I'm doing. Go back into weight paint. I think maybe that brush, let's change the fall off a bit, might be better. That's better, isn't it? Okay. Oh, we got a random daisy right in the middle. That might be our collection that I can see, maybe not. So let's do some, let's put the weights up a bit, and we basically want a big, and we'll have a weight of like 50 going along here and along here. Oh. As you can see, you can have masses of fun with this. Let's put that radius down a little bit. More like it. Maybe put it up a bit, put the radius down a little bit. The radius is still quite big. That's better. So, and maybe do a bit of smudging, a bit of blending. Just break it up a bit. And we want none at the corners where the grass is, so we can just paint some of those out. I might blur that a little bit so it's a bit more of a distinction. So let's try blurring, radius, strength. Okay, let's see how we do here. Blur's not very effective. Let's use a smear. Yeah, maybe Maybe I need to change that fall off back. Something a bit less. Okay, not looking too bad. And here we go. Right, and I guess we could make them perhaps a little bit bigger. It's not too bad, is it? Right. Let's go back to object mode. We can just scoot that across there, like that, and hide the emitter. I think there was an option to do that in here. There we go. Let's have a look and see what that looks like under our camera. So I think we've got a camera in here somewhere. Looks probably about right. Let's see if we can do a rendering image. Oh, there we go. Quite pretty. Might be nice to have a bit more grass amongst the daisies and daisies amongst the grass, but you get the general idea. It's a far easier thing to do than manually kind of slaving away trying to place everything. So you can see that it's quite a powerful tool and good fun. And of course you've got the option to add to these collections. Oh, you can see my daisy and my grass collection there. If you were to add in other things, then you know the particle system would reflect that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you've had fun with that, and it might be fun to do a small kind of one of these and try importing it just to see what it looks like. If you're going to do that, you do actually need to I think you actually need to make the, let's go into edit mode. Oh, it didn't work. You do need to convert the particles, and I think you do that with, if I can remember how to do it, I guess you could just apply the particle system. There is a way of doing that, if I can remember how to do it. I think it's something like apply visual geometry to mesh, or make instances real. Let's try make instances real. Yep. Let's do it to the other one as well. Object, apply, oops, make instances real. There we have it. I might, for a laugh, I might just try importing that. Let's see if I can join those. Object, join, and don't know about that plane, whether the planes are going to show up. Hopefully they won't. So are those, so can I box select that and don't want the line. So middle mouse, oops, middle mouse button. Nope, that's not going to work. Let's just deselect the line. Do a box select. Just want that bit there. Object. Okay, I can't join them. That's fine. I'm assuming it's all one mesh. Gosh, that's a lot of daisies. It's a hell of a lot of daisies. edit mode. I wonder if I can select... Oh, just want to actually get rid of the mesh that's underneath. Let's go back to that one. So can I do that? Yeah, let's just delete that. Vertices. And that one will do the same. So delete vertices. There we go. So let's see if we can... Oh, what have we got there? Oh, we've got our original... We've got our original, is that our original collection? Maybe it isn't. Okay. Move that light out the way. Global, I think, is what we need. Let's move it right out the way. Right. So let's do File, Export, Canada DAE. I'll call it particle tutorial.dae. That's fine. I'm going to save that to my desktop as an open sim static. Oh, don't want the light though. Oh, I don't know if that exported the light, because I don't want the light. Let's delete the light. Go away, light. Let's try that again. Select all of that. File. Export. DAE. Onto desktop. Particle tutorial. OpenSim static. Export Canada. Right. So we can save that. Let's have a good old think about it as it exports it. Not surprising really, because there's quite a lot of mesh there. So save, and we'll see if we can import it. Should be good enough. I'll pause the video and until I get in world. So see you in a moment. Okay folks, well I'm not sure how successful that's been. I think that was possibly just a bit too complicated, a bit too high poly to come in. It's thinking about importing it, but I suspect it was oh, there we go. I suspect it may have been just a bit too much for it, because it was incredibly meshy. Let's see if we can get textures on there. Upload options, let's say include textures. I'm guessing that grass texture wasn't very well made, because I'm not sure that's come over right. But it doesn't really matter. You can always tweak that later. I'll see if I can upload it anyway. It might take quite a while, so I'll just pause the video for a minute and we'll see how we get on. Okay folks, well I've got bored with waiting for that now, so I think I'm just going to cancel that upload. Yeah, so perfectly possible, but probably with not quite so much mesh. Anyway, that was fun. So you might want to try that with a slightly lower amount of mesh than I used. Anyway, thanks for watching everybody. Take care. Keep an eye on the channels, and see you again next week. Bye for now.